hope you are doing well this morning. So this is day 14 of our 30-day yoga challenge. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to ground and how to find more stability in our balancing postures, as well as we're going to move into some leg exercises with some modifications and some things that you can work towards to build that stability in your legs and that to be able to find your balance, to help you find your balance, but also just to be able to hold those standing postures just so much more easily. So if you haven't warmed up already, definitely take some time to warm up because this won't be a whole practice today. We're going to just move right into the standing postures and all the tips and tricks that I have for you so you are able to get into these postures a little more easily. All right, so we're going to come into standing. So when we're working with balancing postures, there's a few little things you need to remember. So number one, we want to make sure that we're grounded on all four corners of our feet. So when we feel totally rooted and connected into the earth, we're going to feel more stable. From the inside of our foot here, we're going to pull upward. So it's almost like a suction cup that we're pulling upward, which is going to engage your legs and your thighs, pulling navel to spine, and of course standing up nice and tall. So we're going to try just a little exercise here, just finding a balance a bit. So we're going to ground into our left foot on all corners of our foot, pulling that suction up from the middle. And then we're going to come up on these right toes here. Hands at our hips for balance. And then we're going to find a drishti, which is a gaze. We're going to find a gaze of focus where we can look at that's going to help us find that stability. So when you're around other people or in a classroom setting, a yoga studio, you don't want to look at someone else because if you start looking at them and they start moving, you're going to start finding that you lose your balance. So hands at your hips, finding a drishti that's not moving, coming up onto your toes. And then once you feel that engagement into your legs, the navel to spine sitting up nice and tall, then you can begin to bring this leg up. So holding nice and strong here, finding your balance. And you're going to wobble a little bit and you're going to get off kilter a little bit, and that's okay. So really on your inhales, you want to go up nice and tall, and on your exhales, you want to imagine you're rooting deeper into the earth here. And then you're going to release. So grounding on all four corners of your right foot, pulling up on the inward part of your foot, on the arches, coming up onto your left toes. Engaging this leg here, pushing into the floor, feeling rooted and connected. We're going to find a gaze and we're going to lift our leg up. So finding your balance and using your breath to really help anchor you. So your nice Ujjayi breath. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose, grounding through that foot, and then releasing and shaking out your leg. So that's a little exercise you can do just to start to help you find that balance and that engagement to be able to find that stability in the posture. All right, we're going to move to the side here. So if you have a chair for support, that's really great. I'm going to walk you through some supported poses where we can use the chair or the wall. I don't have a wall, so I'm going to be using the chair. So we'll work with that for the beginning, and then we'll move away from the chair at the end. So we're going to stand at the front of our mat. We're going to ground through all four corners of our feet here. And we're going to start by grounding through our left foot. Our hands at our hips. We're bringing up that right toe. We're finding that gaze where we find stability. And then we're bringing up that foot. We're going to hinge forward at the hips. And as we do so, we're going to kick back with that right leg. So right leg and right toes. We're going to reach forward for our chair for stability. So we're going to drop. So we're coming into Virabhadrasana 3. We're dropping our hips to meet. We're kicking back through the toes, nice and strong here, grounded into this left foot. Breathing. And then releasing the chair or the wall and coming all the way back up, hands to heart center, and then release. We're going to try it on the other foot. So grounding into the right foot on all four corners, coming up onto the left toes. We're going to lift that left foot up as we hinge forward at the hips. Kicking back with that left foot And then reaching forward for the wall or the chair, finding the stability, making sure that we're not rotating open. We want to drop the hips to meet. So we're nice and parallel with the floor. Our leg is engaged, a slight little bend in our right knee, and kicking through the left toes, engaging the core, and then coming all the way back and control it as much as you can, using that strength, hands to heart center, and release. So that is level 1. So if you want to keep working with that, that's great. If you want to move on, we'll go on to level 2. So we're still going to use the chair if we need it, but we're going to be moving into Virabhadrasana D. So we're coming up into a high lunge as well. So if you have any knee issues, maybe staying with the first one. And if not, we'll move on to level number 2. So we're coming in, grounding on all 4 corners of our left foot, pulling up through the center, hands at heart center, and we're lifting up the right toes. We're going to hinge forward here. So we're going to use the chair if we need. Otherwise, we're going to just keep our hands at our heart center, dropping the hips to meet, nice and strong here. Kick through the toes, find a gaze that's not moving, and then we're going to bend into that left knee as we bring that right foot down all the way to Virabhadrasana D. So this is very controlled, very strong. Our hips are squared off to the front of the mat. Our knee is over top of our ankle, so we can still see our toe here. And we're not dropping the knee out to one side or the other, keeping it nice and straight. So hands at heart center, nice and tall. Pushing back through that heel, and breathe. And then we're going to bend in that back leg as we're going to launch forward, controlled, kicking through, using the chair if you need it. Otherwise, hands at heart center, drop that hip to meet, and then coming all the way back up, and releasing your foot down. Grounding on all 4 corners of the right foot, coming up to your left tippy toes. Bending into the knee and hinging forward. Using the chair if you need to. You can just extend your arms out. Dropping the hip to meet, kick through the toes. Nice and strong. Breathe. Ujjayi breath. Exhale, rooting into that right foot. Bending that right leg as you step that left foot back, controlling it. Coming up onto the toes, pushing back through the heel, checking your alignment that your knee's over your ankle. And you're squared off to the front of the mat. Inhaling and exhale. Coming into your lunge. Inhale, exhale. Then you're going to bend the back leg, launching yourself forward, using the chair if you need. If not, hands at heart center. And then coming all the way back up and releasing your foot down. Shaking out your legs. We're going to do one more level here, so you're welcome to use the chair or to try it without the chair. Okay, so shaking it out. This is a lot of strength work, so if you're getting tired, it's totally normal. All right, so we're going to ground through our feet here. Grounding through the right foot. We're coming up on the left toes. Hands at heart center. We're hinging forward. This time we're going to reach our arms out as well. So you can use your chair or use your core to hold you here. Nice and strong. Slight bend in the right knee. Kick through the left toes. Drop that left hip down. And then bending to that right knee. Dropping that left leg down as you reach all the way up Virabhadrasana D. If you need to adjust your feet, you can. Inhale, you're lengthening the side body. Exhale, opening the heart center up. Inhale one more time. Exhale, open. From here, we're bending into that back leg and we're going to launch ourselves forward, controlling, using the chair if you need. And then coming all the way back up. I know your leg is shaking, that's okay. And then you're going to kick your foot forward as you pull your hands to heart center. Bending into the knee and releasing the foot. Good job. So, grounding on all 4 corners of the left foot. Coming up onto the right tippy toes, hands at heart center. And we're bringing our knee up as we hinge forward. Dropping the hip to meet, extending your arms out. Finding that core strength, nice strong legs, nice strong core. Bending into the front knee as you drop that right leg back. Coming up onto your toes. Inhale, we're lengthening. Exhale, opening the heart center up. Checking your alignment that your knee is over your ankle and you can still see your toe. That your hips are squared off to the front of the room. Inhale, lengthen. Bending into that back leg as you launch yourself forward. Using the chair if you need. Coming all the way back up. Hands to heart center as you kick your leg all the way forward. Use your core muscles and relax your foot down. And shake it out. So those are a few little exercises you can do and things that you can build off of. You can build off of in so many different ways. You can even come into chair pose before you come into your Virabhadrasana 3. There's so many different ways to do it. But that's kind of a little bit of an idea of how to build your balance and your leg strength, because you need that stability to be able to hold your balancing postures. So I hope that that helps, gives you some tips and tricks, and as well give you some things to work towards, and be challenged by a little bit, because it's always nice to push that a little bit so that we can gain strength, right? So I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow.